Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric, and today we're going to begin a new career replay featuring using inside pitch baseball. We've already got one going with inside the crease hockey with Bobby Orr replay, and with inside the paint basketball with a Larry Bird replay. So we're going to do another New England sports legend and my favorite Red Sox player of all time, starting with the Red Sox in his rookie season of 1961. You can probably figure it out if you're a Red Sox fan. But we're going to be doing a career replay of, drumroll please, Carl Yastrzemski, Captain Carl. So, his rookie season, this is his first game of his career in 1961. And it'll be opening day against the Kansas City Athletics. So, year after Ted Williams retired, Carl Yastrzemski started his career. So we're going to begin a career replay using inside pitch baseball, seeing as the first couple of seasons are available right now. And hopefully by the time we get done a couple of our season replays, that the ones that are in the gap, I think 63 might be missing right now, but I think almost every other Yastrzemski year is there, up and through the mid to late 70s. There may be like one or two others missing, but hopefully by the time we get to those, because this is definitely going to take a while to complete, but I figure it would be something fun to do and something manageable. We'll play all the Red Sox games and maybe a few other games throughout the season, but we're going to concentrate on just playing the Red Sox season games. And I am playing a 1967 and 78 season, so I am going to include those as part of my Yastrzemski career replay. So I'll be skipping over those years, as those years will be completed. I'll use the stats for those years for Yastrzemski to fill in his career stats and see how well we can simulate his career. So, all right. So, 1961 Red Sox were not a good team. They were, I believe, 76 and 86, or something like that. They were definitely, I think, 10 games under 500. So let's get this game underway. So, for the hometown Red Sox, or actually for the visiting Kansas City Athletics, will be Jerry Lumpy, the second baseman. Dick Hauser is the shortstop, batting second. Norm Seaburn, the left fielder, bats third. Marv Thornberry is your first baseman, batting cleanup. The right fielder, Leo Posada, will bat fifth. A relative of Jorge Posada. I believe it was an uncle. It's either an uncle or a father. I think it was an uncle, though. Batting sixth will be the center fielder, Bill Tuttle. Batting seventh will be the third baseman, Andy Carey. Batting eighth will be Haywood Sullivan behind the plate. The Haywood Sullivan that was part owner of the Red Sox in the late 70s through the early 90s. And Ray Herbert will be the pitcher and bat ninth. So that's your lineup for the visiting Kansas City Athletics. And I did have to do some, I moved some rosters around because there were a few, I think Andy Carey and Bill Tuttle were not on the original roster, so I released them from their other teams. I think they were on the White Sox, both of them, or one of them, and along with Ray Herbert, the pitcher, was on the White Sox, and I think the relief pitchers were on other teams too. So what I did was I just moved them on and released them and picked them up, signed them to the Kansas City roster. So I want to try to do that with all of the teams that the Red Sox lineup was pretty much already all set. All the members were still in the same team. But if I go through the season and I notice like a pitcher or a player is not on the roster, I will find that pitcher to try to use the as played lineups as accurately as possible. At least for the available players that the Red Sox teams will be playing, as well as the Red Sox teams. So all right. So as you can see, the Red Sox on the mound is Bill Monbouquette. He will start the game. In left field is Carl Yastrzemski. Gary Geiger is in center field. Jackie Jensen is the right fielder. Pete Runnels is your third baseman. Dick Green, I think it's Dick Green, is your shortstop. Is it Dick Green? Yeah. Oh, Pumpsy Green. Sorry, Pumpsy Green is the shortstop. Chuck Schilling is your second baseman, and Vic Wirtz is your first baseman. And I think this is the same team that Al is playing. Al, Red Sox fan, is playing using out of the park baseball, trying to reach 500. So we'll see how we can do too. See if we can reach 500 too. That'll be our goal, along with Yastrzemski's replay. Something else to kind of go for, and see how we do, so we can kind of compare our seasons there. So all right. So Monbouquette is on the mound. Nixon behind the plate. Oh, and Russ Nixon is the catcher behind the plate. So, all right, so Jerry Lumpy steps into the box. He hit .293 in 1961 with 3 homers and 54 runs batted in. So Monbouquette's stats are as follows. He was 14-14 with 3.39 ERA, 236 innings pitched, 233 hits allowed, 161 Ks, and 99 walks. So Monbouquette looks in for the sign from Nixon. Here's the windup in the pitch to Lumpy. And it's going to be a possible error already. And no error, as Schilling is able to handle it. Over to Wirtz for out number 1. Hey, Clinton Parks. Clinton Parks is doing some kind of a live stream, so check out his channel too. He does some retro replays using Digital Diamond Baseball, along with Al Red Sox fan, among others, ID Gesture, Tabletop Baseball, and many others. So look at my subscribers. And definitely I subscribed, and you should too. Especially if you like retro gaming, sports gaming, as well as a variety of other things, wargaming and role-playing games, and we just have a variety. We're ever expanding our viewing library for your viewing pleasure. So, all right. So next up will be Dick Hauser, the future Yankee. Dick Hauser hit .280 with 3 homers and 45 runs batted in 1961. He steps into the box. Monbouquette looks for the sign from Nixon. Nods his head. Here's the windup and the pitch. And avoids the strikeout. And he'll ground it back to Monbouquette to retire. For the second out of the inning. And as you can see, Monbouquette's name is so long it doesn't fit here, so they just give a line here. All right, so 2 down now for the left fielder Norm Seaburn. Seaburn hit .296 with 18 homers and 98 runs batted in, so had a fine year in 1961. So here's the windup and the pitch by Monbouquette. And Kansas City has their first base runner, a base hit by Seaburn. So a runner on first with 2 down for the first baseman Marv Thornberry. Thornberry hit just .226 with 11 homers and 35 runs batted in 1961. So Wirtz will hold on Seaburn. Monbouquette checks on the runner. Here's the windup and the pitch. And he'll strike out Thornberry to retire the side. So that'll be it. Ooh, and we did not get a couple of the players here. Hold on, we'll be right back. I forgot we signed these guys without getting their photos. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, and we're back with new photos installed. So for the Red Sox lineup, it's going to be Chuck Schilling, the second baseman, leading it off. Gary Geiger is the center fielder, batting second. Vic Wirtz, the first baseman, bats third. Batting cleanup is right fielder Jackie Jensen. Batting fifth is Carl Yastrzemski, the left fielder. Batting sixth, Pete Runnels, the third baseman. Behind the plate, Russ Nixon batting seventh. Pumpsy Green is your shortstop, batting eighth. And Bill Monbouquette is the pitcher, batting ninth. So Herbert looks in for the sign from Sullivan. Here's the windup and the pitch. And there's Herbert's photo there. So 2-1. So there's going to be an error check. And there's going to be no error on carry as he handles it cleanly and throws over to Thornberry for out number 1. So next up will be, we didn't look at Shelley. Excuse me. Alright, sorry about that. We get a little bit of a scratchy throat. Got a little cold we're battling here. Anyway, let's see. So we didn't get Chuck Schilling's stats, but we'll get them next time. Gary Geiger comes into the season, well, hit .232 with 18 homers and 64 runs batted in 1961. And we can check out Schilling here. So Schilling was a .259 hitter in 1961 with 5 homers and 62 runs batted in. Okay. So, all right. So Gary Geiger steps into the box. 1 down. Herbert looks in for the sign from Sullivan. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that'd be a ground out to Hauser at short for out number 2. So 2 quick outs in the Red Sox first. Brings up Vic Wertz. Wertz hit .260 with 11 homers and 61 runs batted in 1961. Herbert looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. Oh, an impossible home run check. It's not going to be out of his range here. Would have had to have been at 1 through 4 on the pitcher card, but it's not. It's a 14, so 6-2. So it'd just be a ground out to Lump at second, or Lumpy. And the Red Sox go in order. So after 1 full, no score. So it'll be Posada, Tuttle, and Carey up for the Athletics against Monbouquette. So Posada steps into the box. Posada hit .253 with 7 homers and 53 runs batted in 1961. Here's the windup in the pitch. And it'll be a strikeout. So Monbouquette strikes out Posada for his 2nd K of the day. Next up will be Bill Tuttle. Bill Tuttle hit .249 with between the White Sox and the Athletics. I think it was, no, the Twins, I'm sorry, and the Athletics, I believe. .249 with 5 homers and 46 runs batted in. Oh, and we did not download our photo here for the Kansas City Athletics. Hold on. Cannot have that. Alrighty, and we're back. And we have it loaded. Just doesn't seem to want to load, so maybe you can't do the logos in between game. But rest assured, it is loaded. And it's an elephant with a flag in its mouth. And a baseball, I believe. Alright, so 2-6. And that will be a strikeout for Tuttle. So 2 down in the Kansas City second. Brings up Andy Carey. I think he was on the White Sox and the Athletics. Played more games with the White Sox, so that's why he was on the other roster. 1-2. And that'll be a ground out to Green at short for out number 3. So ahead to the bottom of the second. No score. So it'll be Jensen, Yastrzemski, and Runnels up for the Red Sox. Jackie Jensen hit .263 with 13 homers and 66 runs batted in 1961. Pitch by Herbert. And that'll be a ground out to Carey at third for out number 1. Not sure if we did his stats yet, but Herbert. But he was 12-12 with a 4.54 ERA, 222 innings pitched, 245 hits allowed, 84 strikeouts, only 84 strikeouts and 63 walks. All right, so here's the man of the hour. The man, his first official at bat in the majors, Carl Yastrzemski. He hit .266 with 11 homers and 80 runs batted in 1961. Let's see what he does in his first career at bat against Ray Herbert. So Yastrzemski steps in the box. Herbert looks in for the sign from Sullivan. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's going to be a Fenway Park check. 2-2. So Yastrzemski gets a base hit in his first at-bat as a Red Sox. His first Major League at-bat, gets a single. Not sure exactly what he did in his first Major League at-bat. But in a replay, he gets a single. So off to a good start for his career. So one of his 3,419 hits, or whatever it was. I think it was 3,419. Right around there if not, but that number seems to stick in my mind. So alright, so Pete Runnels up now with Yastrzemski at first. And one down. Runnels hit .317 with 3 homers and 38 runs batted in. So Herbert looks Yastrzemski back to the bag. Here's the windup and the pitch. 6-6. That'll be a ground out to short for out number 2. And Yastrzemski they'll get the lead runner. So Runnels will reach on the fielder's choice. So 2 outs and Runnels at first. Brings up Russ Nixon, the catcher. Nixon hit .289 with a homer and 19 runs batted in. And he'll fly out to center for out number 3.
Have you picked your designated driver for this evening? Please remember to drink responsibly.
So up to 2 full, no score. So Haywood Sullivan up now. Hit .242 with 6 homers and 40 runs batted in. As we said before, he became part owner of the Red Sox in the late 70s and up until the early 90s. .51. So Sullivan will draw the walk. And Herbert is going to be called upon the sacrifice. Herbert just heard of a .185 hitter, so not a bad hitting pitcher with 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. But he'll be sacrificing here. And if he's successful, bunt. So he'll move Sullivan over in scoring position now with 1 down. Top of the order, Jerry Lumpy. 0 for 1 on the day. .293 hitter with 3 homers and 54 runs batted in. And he will ground out to Green at short over to Wirtz. Holds Sullivan at second.
You're out.
So 2 down now. So it'll be up to Dick Hauser if the Indians to continue. Hauser's 0 for 1 on the day. And it's going to be a range play.
Hit in the air down the left field side. This is going to be a tough play.
So Yastrzemski's under, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So after 2.5, still no score. Pumpsy Green will lead it off. It'll be Green, Monbouquette, and then top of the order, Schilling. Green hit .260 with 6 homers and 27 runs batted in 1961. It's going to be a range play, 5-3, and that's going to be a base hit. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, it's going to stay up for Tuttle. Tuttle comes racing in and makes the catch. Didn't think he was going to get to that one, but he does. So 1 down for Monbouquette. Monbouquette hit .130 with 5 runs batted in 1961. It's going to be a Fenway Park check, 3-6. And he'll fly out to Posada and right for out number 2. So 2 outs and nobody on for Chuck Schilling. Schilling's 0 for 1 on the day. So Schilling will strike out. The Red Sox go in order in the 3rd. So after 3 full, it's no score. So Norm Seaburn will lead it off. He's 1 for 1 with a single, I believe it was. And he gets his second hit of the day. Leadoff single, so Kansas City gets the leadoff runner on here in the fourth. Next up will be Thornberry. Thornberry struck out his first time up. And he'll strike out again. So Monbouquette gets him again, his fourth K of the day. So one down and runner at first. Wirtz holding him on. That'll bring up Posada. He also struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit. And it's going to be an error also. So a single and an error. So the runners move up to the second and third respectively. Seaburn at third and Posada at second. So two runners in scoring position now for Bill Tuttle, who struck out his first time up. Monbouquette would love to get another strikeout here. It's going to be a base hit, so that's going to score Seaburn. So the Athletics are on the board first. We got 1-0 here in the top of the fourth. Runners on the corners with one down. So Andrew Carey up now, 0 for 1 in the day. Oh, and he's going to have a shot here at a home run. 30% chance. 1 through 6 will be a homer. And it's not going to be a home run, but it will be a single. That's going to score another run. Tuttle will stop at second. So Kansas City with 2 runs in here already in the second. Still only 1 down when the runners on first and second. So credit Carey with an RBI single. Brings up Haywood Sullivan. He walked his first time up. And that is going to be a ground ball to short. And the only play is going to, it was deep in the hole, so the only play is going to be at first. So runners will advance. And Sullivan's out in the fielder's choice. So 2 down now, the runners on second and third for the pitcher Herbert. Successfully bunted his first time up. And that would be a ground ball back to Monbouquette. Looks the runner back, throws to first for out. Actually, that will end the inning. That's out number 3. And let's see here. See if we need to make any adjustments here. It was an error, but I think it occurred after the... Let's see, singled, yeah. Error by left. Ooh, Yastrzemski made the error. Ouch. I didn't realize it was Yastrzemski that made the error. So Yastrzemski makes his first error of his career. So let's see here. So it's a single. So without the error, it still would have been first and second. So that other single there would have probably loaded the bases. And then that next single would have scored at least 1, probably 2 runs. Yeah, they probably would have scored there too. So yeah, so that error really did not affect things. So it's going to be an earned run, as it was a single and an error, not just the runner didn't reach because of the error. The runner was already going to reach, he just took an extra base. But he would have scored anyway with the other singles and the ground out. So alright, so after 3.5, it's the Kansas City 2 and the Red Sox nothing. So the Red Sox behind now. Herbert with a 2-run lead now. Gary Geiger will lead it off. He's 0 for 1. So 1 down now as he grounds out the first. With Vic Wirtz up now, 0 for 1. And he'll draw a 1-out walk. So that'll bring up the tying run and Jackie Jensen. Jensen 0 for 1. And Jensen is going to have himself a hit. Wirtz will stop at second. So runners on first and second for Yastrzemski, who singled his first time up. Yastrzemski, who committed the error, would love to get another base hit and knock in at least 1. And he cannot, as he strikes out. Yastrzemski strikes out swinging. So it'll be up to Reynolds if the inning is to continue. Reynolds 0 for 1. And he's going to have himself a base hit. Wirtz will come in to score. Jensen will advance to third. So the Red Sox are on the board now 2-1. And runners at the corners with 2 down. So that brings up Russ Nixon, the catcher, 0 for 1. Tying run 90 feet away. And he will ground out to Carey at third for out number 3. But the Red Sox do score 1. And after 4 full, it's Kansas City 2 and the Boston 1. So it'll be top of the order, Lumpy, Howie, Hauser, and Seaburn. And nope, not a home run there. Instead, he grounds out to Green at short for out number 1. Dick Hauser up now 0 for 2 on the day. It's going to be a ballpark check. So we have a rare play here. So batter chases strike 2, pitch in the dirt for a strikeout. Clearing the batter's card, resolved by play in catching. If catcher allows a pass ball, then score K, and pass ball batter to first. Passed ball by Russ Nixon. So he's going to be a strikeout, but he'll reach first on the pass ball by Nixon. So the strikeout is recorded by Monbouquette. Unfortunately, because of the pass ball, the runner reaches first. So runner on first with 1 down. For Seaburn, who's 2 for 2 on the day with a run scored. Oh, and it's going to be a wild pitch by Monbouquette.
Just a bit outside.
So Hauser will move up to second. So a runner in scoring position now with 1 out. Seaburn still at the plate. Ooh, actually, we need to roll this one. That's right. So Seaburn will fly out to Yastrzemski and left for out number 2. All right, so 2 down now. Thornberry up now. He's been up twice and he's struck out twice. So Monbouquette hoping to get another strikeout and get out of the inning without any damage. And he'll ground out to first for out number 3. So the Kansas City does not score. It remains 2-1. Headed into the bottom of halfway through. So Pumpsy Green will lead it off 0 for 1 on the day. And he'll fly out to Tuttle for out number 1. Brings up Monbouquette, who's 0 for 1. And Herbert will strike him out for out number 2. So that brings up top of the order. Schilling is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And it'll be a ground ball to Hauser. He handles it cleanly and throws over to Thornberry for out number 3. So the Red Sox go in order in the 5th.
Be sure to visit our concession stands.
And after 5 full, it's 2-1 Kansas City. So it'll be Posada, Tuttle, and Carey up against Monbouquette here in the top of the 6th. And Posada strikes out. So Monbouquette now with 6 Ks. Brings up Tuttle, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI. He'll ground back to Monbouquette for out number 2. So that'll bring up Carey, 1 for 2 with an RBI. And he will ground out to Runnels at third over to Wirtz. And that'll retire the side. So we head to the bottom of the sixth, with the Red Sox trailing by 1. Geiger, Wirtz, and Jensen. If anybody gets on, Yastrzemski up against Herbert. Geiger 0 for 2 on the day. It's going to be a range play. Range play on the shortstop, Hauser. And he cannot get to it. It's going to be past him. So base hit for Geiger. Geiger, threat to steal. Thornberry will hold him on. Going to bring up Dig Wirtz. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And he's going to ground into a 6-4-3 double play.
Holy cow, what a double play!
So 2 outs and the base is empty now for Jackie Jensen. 1 for 2 on the day. And he'll fly out to Seaburn and left for out number 3. So the Red Sox cannot score. And still trail at 2-1, headed into the 7th. Sullivan will lead it off. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And he'll himself a base hit. His first hit of the day. So leadoff runner is on for the Athletics. Brings up Herbert. He will bunt. So Herbert squares around to bunt. And it's going to be a great bunt as Herbert gets it past the pitcher. And once that happened, everyone is safe with a single. So runners on first and second. Nobody out. So Nixon goes to talk to Monbouquette. Goes back behind the plate. Make sure they're on the same page. Lumpy's up now. He's 0 for 3. And this could be 2. Looks like it's not going to be, though. So Sullivan will advance to third. They go over to second for 1. But Lumpy will be safe at first. So Lumpy reaches on the fielder's choice. They get the middle runner. So that'll bring up Hauser as 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And they're going to try to pick him off. No. Reynolds is back to... Sullivan's back to third safely. And Hauser will not walk despite being a 1-17 on the walk. And he will fly out to right. And Sullivan holds at third, as Jensen has a good arm out there. Actually, all 3 Red Sox outfielders have a -1 arm, which is above average.
Everybody clap your
So runners still at the corners with 2 down for Seaburn, who's 2 for 3 with a run scored. Red Sox hoping to keep it a 1-run game here. Oh, and Jensen's going to make a great catch to prevent extra bases there and keep that a 2-1 game. So hopefully that will spur on the Red Sox, as it'll be Yastrzemski, Runnels, and Nixon. Yastrzemski is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And he's going to ground out to second for out number 1. So it'll be a Runnels 1 for 2 with an RBI. And he'll fly out to Seaburn and left for out number 2. Brings up Nixon 0 for 2 on the day. And he'll ground out to Lump at second for out number 3. So we'll head to the 8th, with the Red Sox trailing by 1. Let's see here. I think we're going to have Monbouquette try to get through another inning here. Larson is warming up in the bullpen I mean, not Larson. Not sure who we have in the bullpen here. And Thornberry strikes out for out number 1. It brings up Posada, 1 for 3. The run scored. He's also struck out twice. And he strikes out for a 3rd time. So 8 Ks now from Monbouquette. So Monbouquette pitching a fine game despite being on the wrong side of the scoreboard. So 2 down now for Tuttle, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI. Oh, and Green cannot get to it. And Tuttle will reach with the 2nd hit of the day. So a 2-out single for Tuttle brings up Carey. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And they're going to have Tuttle steal. Okay. And he's going to be caught stealing.
Out!
So Tuttle is retired, trying to get in the scoring position. So we'll head to the bottom of the 8th with the Red Sox down by 1. It'll be Green, pitcher spot, and Schilling. Most likely they're going to pinch hit for Monbouquette. Especially if Green gets on. And Green is retired for out number 1. We're still going to pinch hit for him there. We'll be right back. Alright. So it looks like they had Pagliarini, Melzone, or Hardy. Let's see here. Herbert's a righty. No, they're all righty. They're all righties, actually. See, Pagliarini was 242 with 16 homers, and he has 10 stolen bases. 263 for Hardy. And Melzone is 266 with 14 homers and 5 stolen bases. I think we're going to have Frank Melzone. We'll have Frank Melzone pinch hit. Alright, so Frank Melzone comes in the pinch hit. 266 on the year, 14 homers and 87 runs batted in. He'll pinch hit for Monbouquette, whose day is done now.
Center, will it stay?
And it will. Tuttle races in and makes a basket catch. So Tuttle with another fine play in center field. Saved at least a single there. So 2 down now for Schilling, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And he'll line out back to first for out number 3.
Remember to get your copy of the souvenir program.
So the Red Sox go in order in the 8th. So we'll be right back and choose a pitcher. So we had Stallard, Fornelus, and Wills. So we got righties coming up. I think we're going to go with Stallard. We don't want to go with Fornelus because he's the closer. So we're going to go with Tracy Stallard, I think. So Stallard will come in to relieve Monbouquette. Stallard 2-7 on the year, 2 saves, 4.87 ERA, 133 innings pitched, 110 hits allowed, 109 strikeouts, and 94 walks. Wow, a lot of walks. So alright, so in 1-run game here in the top of the 9th, they'll face Carey, Sullivan, and the pitcher spot. And he'll ground out to Schilling for out number 1. Sullivan up now. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Oh, and he's going to reach on an error by Wirtz. So Wirtz with the throwing error, trying to throw it to Stallard, who is covering. Throws it wild. And Sullivan will reach. Let's see what the stats here for. Herbert's still got a lot of gas in him, though. I might want to keep him in. Yeah, I'm going to sacrifice, try to bunt him over. A lot of times they probably would let the pitcher hit then. Oh, he's going to strike out though. So 2 down now. Stallard. I mean for Lumpy. 0 for 4. That's going to be a wild pitch. So Sullivan moves in the scoring position now. So a base hit will possibly score Sullivan, especially with 2 outs. And instead he'll ground out, and that'll do it. So we head to the bottom of the 9th with the Red Sox up and trailing by 1. Herbert's going for the complete game here. Pitching a fine game so far. Only allowed 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So it'll be Geiger, Wirtz, and Jensen if anybody gets on Yastrzemski. So Geiger, 1 for 3, leads it off. And he'll strike out. So I bring up Dick Wirtz. 0 for 2 with a walk. Run scored. Oh, man, I wish it was a 12 or less, but it's not. It's a 16, so that'll be a flyout. So Jackie Jensen, up to Jackie Jensen. Yastrzemski on deck. Would love to have a chance to be the hero. Jackie Jensen could be the hero here too. He's 1 for 3. Does have 13 home runs on the season. So Herbert looks in for the sign from Sullivan. Here's the windup and the pitch to Jensen. Oh, I was hoping that was a walk. 6-4. And that's going to be a ground out to end the game. So he grounds out the 3rd to end the game. So Yastrzemski's left on deck. So let's check out the box score. Alright, so Herbert's the winner, 1-0. He pitches a complete game, allowing only 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned with a walk and 4 strikeouts. Monbouquette is the loser. He's 0-1, 8 innings pitched, 8 hits allowed. 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. And for the Kansas City Athletics, Seaburn was 2 for 4 with a run scored. Leo Posada was 1 for 4 with a run scored. Bill Tuttle was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Andy Carey was 1 for 4 with an RBI. For the Red Sox, Pete Runnels 1 for 3 with an RBI. And Vic Verts 0 for 3 but with a run scored. And Carl Yastrzemski on the day was 1 for 3 with a strikeout. So in his Major League debut, Yastrzemski is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Let's see what his stats were for the actual. So Yastrzemski was 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. So Yastrzemski has 1 hit on his opening day in his actual game, and he has 1 hit on his simulation. So, all right, so thank you for joining me, and this is Game 1 of the career of Carl Yastrzemski from Game 1 of 1961. So we'll be back with Game 2. Until then, take care, God bless, Merry Christmas, and we will see you, I don't know, maybe on Christmas Day or before for another game from the Carl Yastrzemski career replay using Inside Pitch Baseball. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked, leave a comment. Subscribe and like. And if you want to see more of these videos come out, definitely like and subscribe. So take care and God bless. Merry Christmas from Mr. Brody and Miss Maggs and Mr. Miller too. and all of us at Higher Ground Gaming. Bye-bye now.